So a bit of an interesting one today, and that is, can you realize somebody is your twin flame after they've left you, or after you've left them, or you've broken up? This is an interesting one because there's a few things to say about this here. So basically, yes, it is possible, and I'll explain why. Usually, when you meet someone and you become intimate with them, or you form some kind of connection, if they are your twin flame, you will realize it pretty quickly, but you might not know about the twin flame concept. So you might realize something is different. You might feel like something is unique, something is like unusual about them, without really knowing why or how to describe it. The key thing to look for is if it feels different than it has felt with anybody else. So if you feel like something is happening here that's just not happened with anybody else, it's unique, it's unusual, it's maybe scary, intense, right? But you might not have a name for it, and they might not have a name for it. If you didn't know about the twin flame concept, or if they didn't, at the time when you were together, then of course you didn't know about it. So what happens quite often is twin flames will get together or meet before knowing what the twin flame thing actually is, and then later on they'll realize, oh, this explains my situation perfectly. This explains how it felt, what was going through our heads, what happened, the energy, the dynamics, the intensity. This explains it. And in many ways, this is a more reliable sign that they are your twin flame, because what happens with a lot of people in the twin flame community is they will hear about the twin flame thing before they've met their twin flame. And this can be a problem for a few reasons, because if you know about all these things before, then some people can tend to project these signs onto people that are not actually their twin flame, because it's almost like they start looking for their twin flame. And this is really, really an important thing to realize. You don't want to be searching for your twin flame. You want the connection to happen on its own. You want them to come to you, or you want the universe to bring you together. And this is certainly what happened with me and Julia. I was not searching for someone, and nor was she. So when you hear about the twin flame concept before you've actually met them, just be careful. Be aware of it. Be careful that you're not projecting what you want them to be onto them. Because this can happen, and has happened with a few people that have messaged us, is that they hear about the twin flame concept, they get excited, right? It's like they really want to meet their twin flame, they want to go on this journey. And suddenly, everyone they see, they think is their twin flame. They think everything is a sign. They think every girl they talk to, they must be the twin flame because of this reason. And then next week it's someone else. And they think, oh no, now it's this person because of this reason. And they start projecting this like ideological version of their twin flame onto all these different people. And of course, they can't all be the twin flame, right? Only one of them. So yeah, in a way, if this has happened to you, where you've got with your twin flame, found them, broken up, and then later realized, yeah, they probably were my twin flame, that's actually good. That's a more reliable sign that they are your twin flame to begin with. And it's also very likely that you'll get back together in the future, because they're probably feeling the same. They're probably thinking about you just as often as you're thinking about them, but maybe they're too scared to admit it, especially if they're the runner. They're too scared, they're overwhelmed, they're not as grounded as you might be. So yeah, I hope this makes sense.